Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. I'm 15 minutes early. That's just how I like to be. I like to get here and leave time for other people to show up, and then we'll get started. I will get started on the hour. So if you're watching the replay, feel free to fast forward. About 15 minutes, 13 minutes, somewhere around there. Otherwise, just hang out with me, say hello, and we'll chat until a few more people get here. And then we're going to have a super fun, waxy Wednesday. Don't forget to change your top chat to live chat so that we can talk with each other. And you can chat with other people who are here. Hi, Susan. And the settings for how you're streaming. So on YouTube Lives, if you're new to them, there's a little wheel, like a little gear looking thing down on the bottom settings of the actual video itself. And if you click that, you can change what your replay rate is, what your play rate is. So if you are so inclined, you can turn that up, and then the picture will be much clearer. It's going to stream better, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So welcome. I'm just going to post in the event real quick. And let's chat. What's happening? Hi, Dina. Hi, Casey. How are you? Hi, Carol. I'm so glad when new people get to try it out. It really is fun. Hi, Nina. How is everyone? How about we do this? What are you most excited about tonight? Like, what do you hope to get from this? I know that's just it. The wax is so fun. I just realized earlier that I didn't post in the event, which is kind of funny. Is what it is. Whatever. All right. And then I will be right there. I know I'm so, that's what I'm most excited about also, Dina, how the colors do. So hi, Annie. All right. I got to make a quick call here. Just a second. Hold on, guys. I got to have my honey come out and help me a minute. I'm still here, and I'm going to start on time. Believe me. Hey, honey, I pulled the air conditioner too far. Can you come out and put the tube back in? Funny. Love you. Bye. All right. I can't believe how quick it went from like no AC to now we need the air conditioner all day. It's funny. Well, excuse me. Hi, Shelly. Hi, everybody. Looks like quite a few people just popped on. So these, by the way, are all of the beautiful colors of wax that I now carry. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness, they are delicious. I obviously have a thing for like teals, greens, blues, that kind of stuff. And I ain't afraid to admit it. Thank you. That's easy to fix, right? Yeah. That's what I thought, but I couldn't get it because I'm live and I was panicking. Oh, I just looked up at the screen and there's like a huge glare on all of them. Here, what if I pull them this way? So the only thing I don't have out here in the little pots are the black and white, because black and white were the ones that I stocked originally with the first release of wax seals. Yeah, Shannon. Dina says hello and she hopes that you're well. Yes. So I have a lot of black and white in these bigger containers because that's how I released it originally. But then I felt bad because people, if they were buying kits and then they got 3 times the wax and whatever. So in the second wax seal release, I brought in way more colors, and then I did these fun little pots. So, yeah. But I'm going to show you all the bits, all the goodness, everything I know about wax stamping. And if you have any questions, please, now, like, it's going to be all wax, all, like, for the next hour at least. There you go. Thanks, honey. You're welcome. Love you. Love you. I won't too far. I know, I'm not. I swear. Don't look. I do love black and gray for sure. Do you have a favorite color? What's your favorite color? Do you want to know which one I sold the most of? I was surprised. I am not going to lie. Yes, Shannon's favorite color is purple. This I knew. Isn't that interesting, Nina? Oh, teal. God, I love a good teal. The thing is, I love them all. Like, I love teal, like the Tiffany blue, like mint, turquoise, marine. Like, I love all of those. They're just such a good, it's such a good family, color family. Hi, Tiger. I'm so glad you could make it. Oh, also, supporters. I will not be able to make it tomorrow night like I planned, so I'm glad that I could make it last night for the supporter live. I just have work to do. It's with the days getting shorter. The days are actually not shorter, they're longer, but in the desert, they're hotter, so they're shorter because I have to spend more time inside where there's like a real nice air conditioner. But so I can work tomorrow morning out here and then tomorrow night, and I have to take like a break in the middle when it gets too hot. But believe me, of course you can, Tiger. Of course you can. I made it last night. I just have a little bit of extra work I need to get done before my event this weekend, and so I need to use tomorrow night when it's cool enough to be out here. I need to run the laser cutter, and I can't run the cutter and be live at the same time. Yeah, house hunting is terrible. Like, it's fine. It just, there's so much competition. We put in 2 offers and both of them got rejected. And then we were going to put in 2 other offers, but they accepted different offers before we even got to put them in, like same day offers. It's just crazy right now. It'll happen. We just keep looking and keep on keeping on. I think it's great that we found 4 places we were willing to put offers in on, so that's nice. But yeah, it's all right. It'll happen. We have time. How's that? I'm happy with the way that like loan mortgages and lenders and things work because they give us, a few months to shop around. So, and then, yeah, actually today we took some educational workshops. So we did what we were supposed to. We saved up our down payment and, we've been putting offers in on houses. And our realtor suggested that we take a course and get some down payment assistance so that we can use part of our down payment cash, like the actual one we've saved, as a bribe. I love saying it like that. So say like if you're putting an offer on a house and it's $250, so you say, okay, I'm offering $250,000, and then I'm offering whatever it is, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 cash on top of whatever the house is appraised at. So it's like you're bribing people because you're going to give them an extra cash incentive. So that's what we do. We actually just finished that today. So now we have some more buying power to bribe people to let us buy their houses. Every time I say it, I laugh because it's hilarious, but it's actually also kind of sickening. We've been learning a lot. Let me just say that. It's been great. We've learned a lot. And yeah, we're also getting better about like what we need versus what we want. And that's been good. It's kind of stuff we should have been working harder on maybe from the beginning, but you're right. Absolutely. Like something's going to come. It's going to be good. Okay. So it is 7:00. I do appreciate you asking. Thank you for checking in. We're really close. We only have like 2 steps left. We've done everything else. So it's going to be good. We are uber close. And I've seen other people who are, locking in on houses. They're closing on houses. So it is possible. It's just going to take us a little bit left, a little bit right. Yes. Right, Dina? For sure they do. One of my favorite things when I was in Australia was learning like how much the government cares about their tradesmen and like how it's so specialized there. And there's like a lot of emphasis and like attention paid to tradesmen work. I thought that was really cool. Okay, so if you're here, welcome. If you're watching the replay, thanks for taking the time. I'm glad to have you. Tonight I'm calling it Waxy Wednesday. So every Wednesday, mostly every Wednesday, I go live on YouTube doing whatever. Like lately, I've been working in some tags and envelopes, little books that I put together, and I'm doing different things in those, mark making and painting and collaging and all the stuff I love to do just like on a very small scale. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I go live for YouTube supporters, tiers $10 and up. But tonight, so it is Wednesday, it is free for all. Anybody's more than welcome. Come on in. I'm so glad to have you in any capacity, truly. Some of my local girls are here, by the way, so poke them in the ribs. But I thought it would be fun to do Waxy Wednesday. And really, it's mostly to hold me accountable because I've been talking for the last month since I brought these colors in that I wanted to try mixing them together, and I just haven't gotten to it. So I thought you might enjoy mixing them together with me. So that being said, I'm going to go over sort of some of the basics of wax sealing, wax stamping, whatever you're calling it, because both names do apply. These are the colors that Umwow Studio currently carries, and Umwow Studio is my production company. That's where I put all of my classes for sale, all of my products that I design, chipboard stencils. I'm designing wax seals now, different things, collage fodder. And there's workshops there, original artwork. These are the colors that I'm carrying. So these, man, I could have chosen so many colors. It was crazy. But this palette really kind of spoke to me. So I chose this palette. And if you pick these up from Umwow Studio, there are lots of places to get them. It's fine. You're not, it is what it is, okay? I support everybody. If you pick them up from me, they come in these little pots, and there are enough pellets in each one to get about 13 wax seals. So you might get 12 really thick ones. You might get 14 kind of thinner ones, somewhere in and around there. I usually put 3. Yep. Oh, yep. Shelly's right. I've been doing washi tape. I usually put 3 of these little pellets in my spoon to heat to make a wax seal. And they're $3 per pot. So you can pick, 5 different colors, and you're only at $15 so far. So that's what's nice about offering them this way also, compared to like the bigger container I offered them in previously. So these are the wax. They're wax pellets, and they come in this cute little octagon shape. This is the first set of wax seals that I designed. There's a paper boat, a plus sign, and a galaxy, and they are sold out. So when I do things like this that I don't manufacture, then they are going to be limited edition, and they'll be in the category on a website called Pop-Up Shop because quantity is limited. It's not something that I will like continually reproduce. I'm going to do them in batches, and as they come out in batches, they are limited, and the designs will change each time. So that was the first set. Now this most recent one that I stocked, that I produced, and these are all based off my artwork, so they are one of a kind, super limited, sort of get them while they're here, otherwise they won't be back. This one is a skull, this one is a wood slice, and this one is a flower. I also have sitting here this one, which is kind of what started, not kind of, is what started the whole thing. My friend Tina bought me this for Christmas, and it's this gorgeous letter D. And so it was the very first thing that I ever like wax stamped or wax sealed. And then one day we were just talking, and we said, what if we could design our own wax seals? And guess what? We figured it out. So let me show you. I want to show you a couple samples of wax seals, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit more about a couple other products that you might find useful. Some of them come from Amazon, so I'll tell you. And then we're gonna actually do some wax stamping, and I'm gonna mix some colors. So I'm really excited about mixing colors tonight. That's what I really want to try. But so this is that gorgeous D. And I've stamped it on a tag, and there are some little strings embedded inside. Here's the paper boat. This is white wax on a piece of vellum. I love using the wax seals as sort of a focal point. Here is the black with the plus sign, and I stamped it 3 times on this little page. And then what I really opened the book for was this one. So this is cool because there's a chipboard picture frame, like a Polaroid frame. And then inside there's some collage on this page and some fibers. And then that D again was wax stamped there. So I just love using them in my mixed media work as focal points, as layers, as additional pieces in my collage process or art journaling process or mixed media process or art process, whatever you'd like to call it. I sort of leave that for everybody to decide on their own. But in my process, my layering process, I love using the wax seals as a layer. Can you seal things with them also? Absolutely. So here are some little envelopes that I sealed. Excuse me. These are the originals. Not the originals. These are the new set, the second release. So there's a skull, a flower, and the wood slice. And they absolutely did seal these little envelopes. So you can use them sort of, also, not sort of, but as the more traditional intent for them as well. Of course you can. And that goes for any wax seal that you have, wherever you purchased it or been gifted, you know, artist designed, Amazon, Etsy, whatever, wherever you're getting them. You can use them however you want. Whether it's a focal point or a layer in your piece or sealing an envelope, a card, a letter, anything like that. My wax seals do come, if you purchase them from me, they do come auto with a handle, so keep that in mind. There's already a handle, the head screws on and off, and I'm that guy, I just leave mine attached. I don't need to take them off and swap them out, I just like to have them ready to go. So besides the wax pellets, you can also get wax in like a stick like this. I don't carry them, but you can pick them up on Amazon. I think they're kind of a little difficult to use, but not super difficult, just a little bit more difficult than the pellets. Because the pellets, you can throw them in the spoon and they'll melt and then, you know, you're good to go. But I will show you how to use these. I have some paper scraps and some tags and some fibers and things like that, a piece of lace that I'm going to use. I do have a bunch of tea candles, tea lights on hand, because that's how you melt the wax. But this right here is a little oven, and I mean, it could be called 100 different things, but a tea light sits in here, and you can light it, and then you rest your spoon, and as the spoon sits there, it melts the wax. And the whole point is that then you don't have to hold the spoon. And it's actually really great. And I think it was like $12 or $15 on Amazon. I don't carry these. I don't carry the stick wax. I don't carry tea lights because that's all sort of just, you know, stuff you can pick up. And things like the oven and stuff, they're personal. They come in different styles. And it's just one less thing I didn't have to stock. So didn't want to stock. You can pick them up on Amazon. Super easy. And a tea light goes in here. And I melted some wax all around. In the 60s, Nancy? You still have it? That's crazy. So the tea light goes in. Nancy says she still has a piece of her first stick that she got with her stamp in the late 60s. And I just use a lighter to start the tea light, and then it sits here like this. I do have my air conditioner on, so I might have to move this off screen out of the direct path of the cool air so that it doesn't flicker too much, and it definitely warms my spoon. Speaking of spoons, I have a few. I'm not going to lie. This one came with my set with the set that was gifted to me from Tina. This one came with that little oven. See how the wood is the same as the handle? And then this one on the left that I have 3 of, that's the one that I stock in the store. And I do keep a few on hand just to switch back and forth between waxes easily. But you don't have to do that. You can just have one spoon for all the colors of wax. You just have to clean the spoon out a little more often than I do. And I'm going to grab a paper towel real quick so that I can demo that. because it makes sense that you'd want to see it. So I just have some paper towels set to the side here. And I have some extra tea lights. And really, if I was going to be super prepared, I might have like 3 or 4 of these ovens going. But I only need it tonight. So I didn't end up purchasing extras. But you can see it there. And I'm going to take my whatever spoon. I'm going to use this clean one because we're going to play with colors. But it rests here like this. And I can put any color of wax in there that I want. If I were going to do black, I would probably use this spoon, white, this spoon, and the clear, this spoon. But, so the colors, some of these colors are metallic and some of them are not. It's very easy to see when they're up close which ones are. This is Sapphire and Pacific. This is Merlot and Love Potion. So Love Potion is actually a really dark purple. Like, it's still purple, but it's hard to get a good photo of it. It's a gorgeous purple color. I have Marine and Mermaid. Let's see if I can get these right. Spa, Mint, and Sea Glass. This is Storm. It's a gray. I have Black, which I call Midnight, and White, which is Gesso. This is Succulent and Cactus. Here's Champagne, Blush, Tangerine. Did I call this Tangerine? I think so. Bubblegum, Watermelon, Sunflower, and then this is called Haze. So this is just like a beeswax almost, like it's like a clear, foggy wax. All right, so since I just want to see what you think. Since I just went over these real quick, can you guess which one I sold the most of? Because it was really surprising to me. Also, I'm just going to pop the gray into the spoon so that we can get rolling. And I just drop them down in the spoon, and as the spoon warms up, the metal gets hot from the flame. I'm going to have to turn the air conditioner. It's okay. As the spoon gets hot from the flame, then the wax melts down into the spoon. You would think it's black, and I would wish that it were black, but it's not black. It's not haze either, which I was really surprised about as well. I thought, okay, so it's not a neutral. Let me go there. It's definitely not a neutral that's sold the most. No, teal did not sell the most. And I think that it's probably because I have a few variations and nothing that's like really quite teal anyways. Like these go more towards green. But it's the cactus. The cactus sold the most. I couldn't even believe it. I was really, really surprised. This like really stark lime green. Yep, you got it, Carol. That's the one. I was very intrigued. I know. I was like, okay, well, that's great. Not that I don't like it. In fact, I'm definitely going to use it tonight, but and none of these pots have labels on them because they're mine, but when you get the pots, they have little labels on them that tell you where they came from and what the color is. So don't stress about that, please. They usually have a little sticker on them. The cactus is really nice, I know. All right, it's taking just a minute for my spoon to heat up. I'm going to get a second one going. This one I'm going to have to hold by hand, but it's okay. I want to do just some quick sort of little demos and just show you a couple things you can do with the wax. And then I want to mix colors. I swear, the mixing of the colors is really what I'm here for tonight. I'm so excited to try it. You're using cactus? What are you stamping? What are you wax stamping? All right, so this is gonna take just a minute while everything melts down. And it could have been one of those things that I had prepared ahead of time, but then the wax does burn. So if you leave it on there and it gets too hot, it will start to smoke and the color will change of the wax. So just be, just a little tip, little trick, little, artist to artist type thing here. It's not something you don't want to leave your wax over a flame for an extended amount of time. You just pop those pellets into the spoon and you let the spoon heat up. And I've burned myself already, so do not touch the metal spoon if you can avoid it, for reals, okay? Because it does get hot, and that's why I chose to carry the spoons that have a wooden handle, because there's that insulation and it doesn't get near as hot on the handle that way. But so you just pop those pellets in the spoon, hold the spoon over the flame, and you can see when the wax is fully melted. Now, I will say, as the wax turns into this liquid puddle of like waxy goodness, I do usually let it go for another 10 to 15 seconds because like after you see the last little pellet melt away, in my brain, I keep going, oh, it's sinking, it's sinking. I know that it's melting, but part of me also thinks that it's just sinking instead of melting. So I usually let it go again for another 10 to 15 seconds after I can't see any of the pellets, just to make sure that it's very liquidy and I have a really, really good pool and that it's going to flow easily out of the spoon as well. So who out there, while we wait for these to melt, who out there has wax and does wax stamping? So it's not the same as encaustic. So encaustic is where you like paint with wax and you do really amazing, beautiful, kind of foggy, dreamy, smoky, waxy layers. This is definitely not that in depth. Like this is a great way to sort of just introduce yourself to wax, to play with it, to get a feel for it, do some stamping, add some focal points to your artwork. It's definitely not on the same playing field as encaustic art is. But do I think one is, it's like comparing apples to oranges. This is colored wax and you use it 3 tiny little pellets at a time. It's not beautiful encaustic wax that comes in, big pots that you paint on a huge canvas. Like it's not the same. But if you have any interest in wax, this may be a good place for you to start. Yes, Carol, you're waiting on cactus to show up, aren't you? I sent you a big luscious package of wax and left out the one you wanted. I appreciate you being so understanding. And this is a good opportunity to say, you guys, if I mess up your order, please do not fret to reach out. Like, it happens, and I am always willing to make up anything I've messed up. So just shoot me a message and we will get it taken care of. All right, so this is almost there. And you can tilt it and you can see how fluid it is, and this has a lot of movement to it. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one. And I'm just going to start on a tag because I have it here. And it looks like it's the wood slice. And you probably aren't going to be able to see it very well because it is black. But just for basic sake and demo's sake, I wanted to get this one going. And from here, I'm just going to pour it in a puddle. And I actually like my wax to be a little crazy. So I do, kind of pull it out and let it drip a little. And then I'm just going to take this and stamp it directly down into the wax. Whoops. Try not to sort of wiggle it around. That's because I use my left hand. And set that to the side for just a minute. And while you're here, while I want to show you, it's so simple. While the wax is still hot, this is why you really only need one spoon, because you can take, let me get this out of the way. You can just take a paper towel. Now this is still super hot, the metal, so don't touch the metal without something in between, like the paper towel. But you just wipe out the excess wax with a paper towel. And then that way, you know, you can keep just one spoon for all your colors of wax. And that spoon's ready to go. And I just give this a couple seconds, maybe like 10 more seconds. It's a little warm today, so it may not be setting up as easily as it does sometimes. Oh, yeah, there you go. That would be great, Tiger, because you've got those round seals. So this is just the wax seal on a piece of paper. And then you just pull this up, and I'm going to tilt this in the light, and it looks beautiful. It's a wood slice, and it's like seriously like perfectly centered. This was probably the best stamp I've ever done. I'm trying to look at the screen so I can see where you can see the wood slice. Okay, that's all right. So that's just like straight up metal stamping, wax stamping. These are brass. You can use rubber stamps as well, but I'm going to tell you to just spray your rubber stamps with like non-stick cooking spray before you, or silicone spray or something like that. This is just straight wax stamping. I can come back on top of this and I can do some gold foil or other foils. I can do, you know, some mica powder. I can do a metallic marker. I could do rub and buff. Oh, or any of those like gorgeous metallic waxes, which is a different kind of wax, but, you know, that Finnabair has, that Prima has, that kind of stuff. Like there are options to sort of highlight what's happening here. I'm not going to, but you can. I just really like how it looks just like this. That being said, I do, oh yeah, there. So see, Tiger is talking about the different things that she does with it. I am going to show you that you can embed things in the wax as well. So if you have little, like I have some sari ribbon, I have this cottony ribbon. Here is the sari ribbon I carry at Wow Studio, and also this cotton rag ribbon. You can layer up laces and things like that. You know, there's lots and lots of options. So in fact, I have this piece of lace here, and I used it in some paint to stencil on a journal page. And I love that it already has, tell me what pigment sticks, tell me what company, and I'll tell you. So this lace piece already has this like kind of cool round portion to it. And my gray is pretty melted, so I'm gonna pick the skull. Okay, so this is not melted at all. See how like thick it is in there? It's kind of like yogurt instead of really runny. It's because it's held far from that flame and it's not melting quick enough. So I'm just going to hold this over the flame. I want it to be really, really runny. Like I want it to pool up. Oh yeah, RNF pigment sticks. I would think that they would, because they're wax based. So I think so. I don't know, but if you have one and you try it, please let me know so that then I can, you know, confidently say yes. But I believe that they would work, yeah. I know it's so fun to wait for stuff to melt, right? It's okay. I think I need to get some of the wax out of here so that my flame can get bigger. All right, definitely a bit more fluid now. So I want to pile this right here. And I do tend to use wax as like an adhesive sort of between layers to hold stuff down. I think it's fun and interesting. And then I'm going to clean this out. Without burning myself. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Tiger says that you can use metal leather punches. So that's like if you, and not even leather punches, but if you do any type of metal stamping, like that you have letters or you have shapes, if you like make bracelets, especially leather bracelets, but if you, you know, pound into metal and make things like that, all of that stuff, that's going to work really well in the wax also. And actually, Kristen Peterson, if you guys don't know her, Altered States Studio, she's one of the first people to get some Unwow Studio wax, and she did really, really amazing things with it. Peep her Instagram. It's Altered States Studio. Yeah, she did cool stuff with it. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off, and then that's cool. And now the wax has adhered the lace to the tag. So it's pretty cool, and I can wrap it around if I want, which actually looks really neat, which is probably what I'll do when I go to take a picture of this particular demo piece. And so just like this in the examples that I showed you from my journal, like you can put little fibers, you can put seeds, you can put dried flowers, you can put anything underneath the wax as long as it's fairly thin. Like you wouldn't really put like a big fat clay bead because it's not going to work the same, but anything that you can like really kind of push down and kind of smash into is going to work. So you can do bits of paper. I've done little paper embellishments and clusters and held those together. Lots and lots and lots. So those are kind of the basics. I want to pause here for a moment and ask if you have any questions. Yes, Nina's right. So Nina says R&F is a brand used by encaustic artists. And then they have these things called pigment sticks, and they're like really big, beautiful colors, and you can sort of scribble, and you could do lots of whatever you want with them in your encaustic work. And yeah, I think that they would be great on this as well. But I want to ask you if you have any questions just about the basics, right? You just put some little pellets in a spoon, hold it over a flame until it's melted enough to pour, and then you pour it out and stamp into it. So those are really, really the basics. And you can embed things in here. You can put glitter in your wax. You can put, you know, all kinds of things. Some of these waxes are already metallic and they have like a gorgeous mica powder shimmer to them. Some of them are matte, which I love. I love the matte so much, which means that it has no shine or no shimmer. I'm gonna wait just a second, see if you have any questions. I don't expect you to, but please feel free. That I'm absolutely here at your disposal. If you have questions, I want to answer them. Oh, and if you mess up a seal, which I have done in the past, and in fact on one of them I messed it up 3 times, I left the seal where it was. I reheated the same color of wax, poured it right on top and stamped, and the molten wax melted the wax underneath, and then I was able to get a really good stamp, and it wasn't too thick. Like I was worried it would just kind of keep layering and build up, but that's not what happened. It just kept melting the wax underneath, and it turned out really cool. And I use 3 pellets, but that's just what I use. Like you could use 4, 5, you could use 2. You wouldn't get a permanent seal, or you wouldn't get a permanent. You wouldn't get the whole wax seal if you only use 2. It would be partial, very similar to how the skull looks. Thank you for saying that, Kim. I really appreciate that. I try. I really do try to be competitive. Yes, ma'am. And I'm glad you're here. Let me know if you have any questions. Annie says, well, asks, which colors are the matte ones? Absolutely. So let's do that really quick before we get into mixing colors, because I'm going to mix colors for the rest of the night. So again, if you order the white and the black, it doesn't look like this. It comes in these little pots. This was from the first run I did, but the white and the black, so Gesso and Midnight and Fog, no, I'm sorry, Storm, Haze, these are the matte ones. Blush, Mint, Sea Glass, Spa, Watermelon, Mermaid, Marine, and Cactus. These are the ones that are matte. Plus the black and the white. So Gesso and Midnight. Okay. Then the ones that are metallic are everything that's left, which would be Pacific, Sapphire, Succulent, Merlot, Love Potion, Tangerine, Sunflower, Champagne, and Bubblegum. So I can keep them like this for a minute if you would like to take note. Metallics on the top, mattes on the bottom. And when you go to the shop and you look at them, they will say whether they're matte or metallic. All right? Okay. So I am now going to try and mix some colors because that's why we're here. And I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm hoping that that flame gets a little bigger in there. I need to get some of the wax out. Oh, so does your channel have an example of what you do with the items in your store, such as the portrait loom? Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure if I have a video of the looms up. I do have videos with lots of my products in use, but I don't think I have one with the looms. So the looms are a wooden frame that you can weave on, and then it makes a shaped weaving. There, see how much bigger my flame got? I don't know if you could see, but if you're having a problem with your flame, usually it's because there's too much wax in the candle and the wick can't get enough flame to it. So I'll just pull a little wax out, but don't start a fire. And it would be, yeah, absolutely wonderful if I started a fire on live TV, which I absolutely just did. So that's cool. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell YouTube. They might not let me back. Here. We're going to put that out. There. All good. I've certainly done worse via live video. I want to make a lighter purple. So I'm going to put in, what am I going to put in? I'm going to put in 2 white. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so really quick, the looms. So after you thread them, then you can weave on them, and they're frame looms. So you leave your weaving on it. It's not like a loom where you would pull your weaving off and then tie it off. These ones, you leave the weaving on the frame, and then you can hang it. You can, do whatever you want with it. But they're shaped so that they create a shaped weaving. And it's absolutely a good call that I should have more videos on that. You are right. It's sort of this great idea that I had, and then I didn't take it very far, but I should. I have 2 white. I want to do a love potion and a Merlot. So then that's 4 total, which should be plenty. And I'm going to let them start to melt, and then I'm going to stir them together. So sometimes what people will do is they'll let them melt like this, and then they'll dump them, and they'll get sort of a like marbled effect. But I want to see if I can't, which I assume I can, mix the colors together to create a new color. I think that that would be super exciting. So I'm going to get out a new tag for that and wait while it melts, I guess. Excuse me. I suppose I could absolutely get something else melting, right? So we aren't waiting all day. I've been meaning to try the mint. It is delicious. Oh, but okay, I'm sorry. We're mixing colors. Let's see. So what would you like to see? Dina, do you want to pick 2 colors to mix together and see what happens? I think I probably should remind you that the white is matte. So I have 2 matte, and then each of the purples, like one of them's a Merlot. So it's more like a crimson, but the Merlot and the Love Potion are both metallic. So that's going to be fun to see what happens. Get that metallic spread out a little bit. Tangerine and sunflower. All right, let's do it. I think that's a good idea. We are going for it. Okay, and I'm going to use a clean spoon. Right, Nina? Let's see. I want to see if it gets sort of like a goldenrod color. I think that would be so fabulous. Oh, look at this going. Oh, okay. I'm excited. How you doing, Nina? Is it hot? I mentioned earlier, like, I have to have the air conditioner on all day now. There's no reprieve. It's officially hot. Damn desert dwellers. That's us, huh? Nina is in Arizona. And I am in Las Vegas, if you don't know. All right, we're really close. Yeah, I know. Man, it's rough. Do you guys get earthquakes, Nina? I don't know that much about Arizona, even though we're neighbors. Oh my gosh, I don't think we've hit 100 yet. but definitely in the mid 90s. And I like to keep my air conditioner is, I was just going to ask about your grandbaby. You beat me. That's so exciting. Congratulations. Tiger, if I were a better human, I would know what that is in Fahrenheit. But I'm a terrible human. You have to tell me. I'm so sorry. But if you don't know what it is in Fahrenheit either, that's absolutely okay. That does not make you a terrible human like me. I swear. That's just me. Okay, so these are looking pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to use the back of a paintbrush. Again, that better human thing. If I had been planning better, I would have gotten out some, toothpicks or something, but I can't decide which one I want to do first. I'm going to do this one. No, it needs to melt some more. That looks good. Okay. So you can see it's like half yellow and half orange, but I'm going to mix it. Woo, look at it. It's like macaroni and cheese. Oh my goodness. I'm going to let it melt again for just a second there. It's definitely a mixture of the two. And it is kind of goldenrodish. Like not quite what I thought that it would be, but still really good. And I love that the metallic is shared. That's nice. All right, cleaned out the spoon. Oh yeah, low 60s, gotcha. That's pretty good. I was kind of saying a little bit earlier, I keep my air conditioner usually at like 72. Congratulations. Yes, Nina is a first timer also. That's so exciting, you guys. Okay, I really want to see what happens with this purple one. So I think it's safe to say, just based off the first one, that as long as you give them like a really nice stir, you can be like you can mix colors. So instead of getting like I'm not a huge fan of the marbled look, but I understand how some people would be. Ooh, this is gross. Look at this one. It's like aubergine. Like it's not a very attractive color. And I would say that that's mostly due to the fact of how much white I put in it. But it is what it is. And then I'm going to hold it over this flame a little bit better so it gets more molten-y. Yeah, I know. I keep my air really low. I know. Yeah, I think if I were going to have a temperature all year round, I would want it to be about 75. That way, if there's a breeze, it's nice and cool. But if not, well, no, that's not true because I really like to be in the pool. I don't know. I don't have a perfect temperature. I know that I do well in the desert. That's for sure. I do well here. Much better than I did in the snow. It's gross. This purple color is nasty. I am not a fan. I also think it's interesting. It's not like super metallic because 2 were metallic and 2 were matte. Yeah, it's kind of like a 90s sort of grunge color. All right. Would somebody like to pick the next colors? The whole point for me tonight was to mix colors. So you just let me know and I will mix what you want. Do you want to see how it looks when you marble things together? So I'm going to marble, I'm going to do mint. Oh, so we get like the highest I've ever seen the temperature. I'm going to do mint and watermelon because these were like if people bought one, they usually bought the other. And I assumed it was to use together because they're such cute colors together. But the highest I've ever seen the temperature here is 118 Fahrenheit. Yeah. So I'm going to marble this one, but does somebody want to choose some colors? Yeah, right. That's that one. Choose some colors to mix. Like to physically stir. Let's do the cactus and the sunflower. I think the sunflower isn't as bright a yellow as I would have liked. It's got that sort of metallic vintagey colorness to it. But that doesn't mean that it won't be good. And so far I've only done 2 colors, but if you're really good at color theory and you understand how colors mix together, you absolutely could add more than, oh, I guess I did do 3 in the first one. You're absolutely right, Nina. When it gets that hot, we just don't even leave the house. I think after these 2 melt, we'll probably call it. Unless there's something you want to see, let me know. I usually stay live for about an hour from 7 to 8, and we're right at 7:50. Okay, I will do that. I've got this green and yellow going, and we'll marble the watermelon and the mint, and then we'll do something with black to see, yeah, if it gets darker or if it kind of just grays it out. It'll be interesting. That's a good idea. I'm going to be really sad when that tips over. Oh, I forgot I was going to show you the sticks. I want to demo the sticks too. Okay, so I'm going to demo the sticks, and let's see, I'm going to do something with black and then purple and gold. I don't have a gold. I have a gold stick. And I have a silver stick. Do you mean the yellow and the purple? Because yellow and purple, they are complementary colors. And when you put them together, they usually make brown. If you use them next to each other dry, it's the most beautiful complementary sort of scheme you've ever seen. But if they're wet or they're liquid and you mix them, they make brown, which is very funny. I think that the term complementary colors is awesome. Yeah, okay, we'll try it. You got it. Now, do you want the love potion, the dark purple, or the Merlot that's a little bit more, it's like a crimson-y color. All right, here is the yellow, the sunflower, and the cactus, which is actually a fairly nice yellow green. I'm not gonna lie. I like that a lot. I'm gonna let it get hot again for just a second. And apparently put my flame out, so that's cool. Oh, you know what? This tag is so Halloween-y now. It's got like a very Halloween green, an orange, and a purple. Okay, you got it. That's what we'll do. All right, so I can take the plus sign off, and I can take that off. That one's not quite ready. So I'm going to show you the marbling. So when you do the marbling, you just don't even really, you don't mix it together. You just let it fall out of the container and stamp directly down into it. And I can tell that I should have let this wax melt a little more. There's still quite a bit of wax in the spoon, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to get out a different tea light for that. That one should still be okay. And we said the more crimson one. So I'm going to put 2 crimson-ish. They're called Merlot, and 2 sunflower. Let that start to melt. Oh, and I want to show you the stick real quick, because just so you know, it's kind of haphazard, I think, but and you well, let the flame catch. And you hold the spoon over and you press the stick into the spoon. And it starts to melt and fill up the spoon. Now, some sticks have a wick in them, and you can just light the wick and you hold it over your project and it melts the wax onto your project. But these are not that. They don't have a wick in them. Can you see this okay on camera? And so you just let the stick melt against the hot spoon. Whoops. Don't put your flame out. It's a little bit more difficult to gauge how much is here and how much you have in your spoon this way, but it's okay. It certainly does the job. It's not like it's not going to work. I just prefer the pellets. And then once it starts to get really hot, like I can feel it sinking into the spoon. And so it's really melting the wax now. Hey, honey. And then I'll kind of just scrape it off when I think I've got enough there. Set that to the side. And I'll hold this back down and let the wax pool and be really fluid again. You guys good? No? All right, and these are starting to melt. I'm pretty interested to see what happens with that one. What do you think? Do you have any questions? Are you still playing, Shannon? How you doing? All right, it's getting pretty fluid, which is good. And then I'm going to take these off and show you those. And to be honest, it's just up to you, like how molten you make your wax, whether you want it to really pour and move all over, or if you want it to sort of stick in like one little area. All right. The silver is really pretty. This is the first time I've used it. I like it. What witchcraft is this? So there's that green, and here's how the marble looks. So I just always feel like when I do marble, my image gets lost. But if I were to come back and stamp with, or like just sort of like embossing it, like I could put gold foil or rub and buff or one of the more sort of decorative waxes over the top, then the picture would pop out again. And Dina, since I already have silver in here and there's quite a bit left, I'm just going to pop one black in there and see what it does. If it darkens up, it'd be really cool if it made it like a gunmetal. But I'm interested also to see just how black changes these. Yeah, Nancy, you can't handle 90. It's a good thing you live in Michigan, huh? But it gets so cold there, Nancy. That's what I can't handle, when it gets hella cold. How did your stamping turn out, Shannon? I think you text me. Did you text me a picture? All right, after the black and silver, I will get the yellow and the Merlot, the sunflower and the Merlot over a flame, like a better one, to get it nice and melted, and we'll stamp it and see. Oh, good, good. All right, my black seems to be melting down into my silver well. There's the silver on its own, so the stick, I mean, it works just as well as the pellets. It's just a little more tedious. I love this green that was made. Seriously, it's just awesome. Okay, so let's see. Black and silver. Oh, I totally called it, and it does too. It looks very gunmetal. It's awesome. It is, yeah, green apple. That's a good, yes, a good reference for sure. So here's the silver with one black pellet, Dina. Are you there? And it's pretty much to die for. Like, I love that. Holy cow. All right, last one. I got to get this yellow and crimson. I think I need a different tag. Yeah, so the black works well when you mix it with stuff. I sometimes think having like a little hot plate would be good to just have your spoons resting on, very similar to when you do encaustic. Because if there's like a breeze and the tea light flame gets moved, it doesn't always melt as easy, but yeah, that color is pretty incredible. I'm not going to lie. I may have to order some silver pellets so that I don't have to sit there with the stick and the spoon. A coffee mug warmer. I assume you just like put your cup of coffee on it and it keeps it warm. Oh, so close, so close. I can take a picture and post them, but if I bring the tags up to the camera, it just gets blurry. I mean, I will so you can see, but it doesn't focus that way. I've got it set, the focus set on the tabletop. I'm sorry. But I'll text you a picture, Tina, and I'll post a picture too. I usually post the next day, whatever happens during the lives. P.S. Hello, Tina. You know, Carol, I actually thought about that too. Like if I were to cut little pieces off and just like turn it into little pellets, basically, right? Yeah. Shaving it's a way good idea. I'm sure that would melt super quick. Oh, this is pretty interesting. So I'm going to say it's not silver. It's almost like copper. And a little bit like rose gold. This is the Merlot and the sunflower. It's very, very warm brown. But it's got that delicious metallic bit to it. It's really cool. Ooh, a pencil sharpener is a good idea. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, this combo turned out way better than I thought it was going to. I'm not going to lie. I did say that it would be brown, right? I did say that, but the brown is nice. It's not gross. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Just so I'll give it a quick second. But I will absolutely snap photos and post them. So it's a little blurry, but you could still see. So this is the sunflower and tangerine. This is, oh, my nails are dirty. This is Merlot and Love Potion and Gesso. This is cactus and sunflower. This is mint and watermelon. This is the silver stick. This is silver and midnight. Yeah, see, check that out. That's really interesting. And then just the gray. All right, guys, that's what I got. That's me. That's Waxy Wednesday. What do you think? Was it worth it? Was it okay to dedicate one night to wax? You're absolutely welcome. Yes, Carol, I can do that. You got it. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Check out my wares at umwowstudio.com. There's a link in the description box. I appreciate you being here. You're welcome, Linda. So there you go. Don't be afraid to experiment, right? You're very welcome, Annie. You're welcome, everybody. You guys are so welcome. Thank you for being here. I'll catch you guys around.